Welcome to Celebrating Act 2. Celebrating Act 2 is the user manual for the second half of your life.
Welcome to another episode of Celebrating Act 2. And today we have our special guest, Dr. Liz Lyster. How you doing, Dr. Liz?
Doing great. Thank you. How are you?
We're doing great. Dr. Liz, again, I'm into weight loss. Every year, maybe every month, I'm not sure. But so here's a question, because you, being a medical professional, you really deal with everything, but as well as being a hormone expert. Is there a sustainable way to lose weight? Because, of course, sometimes I try diets, sometimes I try fasting, sometimes every year it's always something else, and I never fit into that bathing suit the way I'm supposed to.
You know, Speedos are out. They really are, John.
Maybe that's my problem. I just should change bathing suits.
Right.
Well, did you know that there's something called the National Weight Loss Registry? Have you, either of you ever heard of that?
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Now I go online and I tell everybody how fat I am. I don't think I want to register.
Well, wait, John, hush. If anybody should be aware of this, we
This is
should.
the registry. It's been going for several decades now, and they monitor and track people who have lost at least 30 pounds and kept it off for at least 2 years. And of course, now that it's been going, now that it's been going for so long, they have even more data. People have kept it off for 5 years or longer.
John, that's why you and I were not aware of the name. What is the name of the registry again?
National Weight Loss Registry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So how do we get on that list? How do we do a weight loss and sustain it enough so that we can therefore be, get a star for our helmet?
Well, the weight loss program that I use mostly in my practice and that I mostly use myself was developed by a doctor and backed by research from Johns Hopkins University. And a while back, they came up with a really cute acronym, and I thought that would be fun to share with your audience today.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the acronym is BESLIM. In other words, that we all have.
BESLIM, BESLIM.
Yes, yes.
Okay, what does that stand for? I'm writing this down, by the way.
Okay, I know, right? Well, by the time we're done, it's going to be really easy for you to remember. The B is, okay, let me ask you, what did Mom always say is the most important meal of the day?
Breakfast.
Breakfast. The B is for
the one I skip every day.
Well, you and a lot of people, John, we've had a discussion about intermittent fasting and other types of approaches, and all of that is very interesting. And I'll be paying attention to the science that comes out about that. But I gotta say, I am still a breakfast person. I am still, even as a doctor, I recommend that people break their fast. When they're working on weight loss, I generally think that breaking the fast, lighting that metabolic fire early in the morning, or soon after you wake up at least, okay, for most people that's the morning, with breakfast, a small balanced breakfast, is the first important principle. So that's the B.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You may be able to guess the E. It's another one as far as we've talked about it, that it doesn't help so much with losing weight, but it is important for maintaining weight loss.
I'm going to guess it's not my mother's rule, which is eat everything on your plate. There are starving children in Europe, and then the starving children must have moved to China. So that's probably not it.
That's not going to get you on the registry.
No.
And E is sometimes, I call it the E word for some people. It's for exercise.
Oh,
I can do that.
exercise. Oh, no.
I know. I always tell people it needs to be something you enjoy. If you are suffering while you're exercising, you are not getting all the benefits. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's true. And when you say something you enjoy, if you enjoy it, it doesn't feel like exercise.
Right.
Correct. Moving your body. And again, all kinds of interesting scientific studies showing that knocking it out at the gym and burning lots of calories is not the key to weight loss.
Oh,
It,
really?
yes, it's an important part of a maintenance and a healthy living program, but not so much with the losing weight, but yes, for maintaining.
Hmm.
Right. So some type of increase, whatever people can do to up level just a little bit their body activity. So that's the E.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, of course, the old saw is that the most important exercise is pushing away from the table. You know.
Okay, that's
No,
good.
but I understand. So what you're saying is whatever exercise you've got or whatever you're doing for movement daily, increase it a little bit.
Yes,
Just do a little bit more of it.
exactly.
Great.
Yep. Okay, so that's the E. The S is for support. All right. So they learned from the folks that are in this registry, and we know from lots of different programs, support includes an element of accountability. I'm putting that under the S for support. So any type
Okay.
of community, there can, for example, with my patients, there's this program that has weekly support calls that people can jump on. There's a Facebook community, lots of Facebook groups out there. Weight Watchers has the accountability structure that is definitely an important part of a successful, not just losing the weight, but not having to work on it year after year, as many people do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
support,
That is
the element.
that I think that is important.
Yeah.
You can think of all the things in life that if you want to accomplish something, you don't keep it a secret.
Yes.
You make a commitment to it. You let everybody know this is what I'm going to do, and you get it. You have what do you call it? Road markers, and you get
Yeah.
it done,
Miles.
and people know about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. Okay, the L is for lower calorie frequent meals during the day. The people who are from the registry who report sustained weight loss over time tend to eat more often during the day, not large meals, but more frequent during the day. Okay.
Well, that's the key, of course. Yes, you're right. It's not large meals.
Right.
You know,
Right.
my daughter lost a ton of weight a number of years ago, and she was working with a trainer, and he said 5 meals a day,
Nice.
but they're little small meals and watch your calories and all that. So my problem was when I tried it, I had 5 large meals a day. It was great. I loved it. But
Sorry. Right? We've talked about the blue zones in one of our other sessions.
Right.
And
Yeah.
in other parts of the world where people don't have we're coming up on more than half of the country being overweight or obese.
Right.
Depending on who you ask, we already passed that mark, unfortunately.
Well, in this little frame, 2/3 of the country is
Yeah.
obese.
66.67% to be precise.
Well, as I like to say, there's so much about being at a healthy weight it's not appearance, it's not judging. It is just long-term health, feeling, excuse me, people really know what weight they like to be at, what they feel healthy at. All right. So our BESLIM is for maintaining that once we've achieved it. All
Yes.
right. So another way that I say the L is just lower calorie intake overall. But the frequent meals is important to the point of your story with your daughter-in-law. There's something that I refer to as the sumo wrestler diet. Do you guys know how sumo wrestlers put on weight?
No, but they're
Wait.
good at it.
Yeah, exactly. And they're doing it on purpose. And they eat maybe at the most 2 meals per day, far apart. So they get very hungry in between. And the meals are big.
Wow. So
A lot of calories, but the long hours between eating causes the body to slow down the metabolism, and then we hold on to the weight. So
wow.
personally, endorse the idea of small, frequent
Yeah.
meals.
So my next
And it-
question for you is, John and I have a favorite topic, I. What does the I stand for?
The I is for the individual, individualizing, right? And there's nothing that's one size fits all. There's so many variables for people with their weight. There's the stress going on in their lives. There's medications they might be taking. There's all kinds of variables. So the I is for, you can say it, for I, the individual, and individualizing the plan is very, very important so that you can customize it and stay at this healthy weight that you've worked so hard to achieve.
Yeah, sure. What works for you doesn't necessarily work for me.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
good point.
Always, we got these themes with the other letters in our BESLIM, but there's always still a need and a component for individualizing. And then M, last but not least, is for monitor. Monitor in some way. Whether a lot of people don't have a scale at home, they don't want to weigh themselves. I actually like people to monitor with a scale. I think it's more fine-tuned. However, if people don't want to do that, it could be a favorite pair of jeans that aren't stretchy. Okay. That can be how you monitor. It can be monitoring on which hole in the belt on,
Yep.
right, that you're cinching up to. Okay. So generally speaking, men want their waistline below 40, and generally speaking, women want our waistlines below 35 inches. This is inches. So that's just like a general marker as a goal. But again, monitoring, I wrote a blog called Does Your Scale Judge You? Because that's how people often feel about the scale. So there's a psychology to it. Do you weigh yourself every day, once a week? That is very individual. But as long as you're doing some type of monitoring, that's how you're going to avoid the I didn't pay attention to it between yearly visits to your doctor, and without realizing it, 20 pounds or more found their way to your body.
So my takeaway here is that it's a great acronym. Obviously, when you get to an ideal weight or to a weight that's perhaps a lot better than where you currently are, is I know that I tend to do is, okay, cheesecake is okay now. Okay, I've earned the right to have that, and it's like it just bam, everything goes off the rails, and then before you know it, little by little, oh yeah, no problem, I can pick up on this and lose again, but you don't do that. So the sustainability is to whatever you're doing, stay with it. So, but what I did notice is that you didn't talk about Mediterranean, high fish, plant, vegan, this or that. So it appears is that whatever, this is a general rule, whatever diet that you get on that's healthy for you and that works for you, that using this acronym is going to help you stay on it and maybe get on that registry.
There you go.
So I wrote that down. I wrote down breakfast, exercise, support and accountability, lower calorie, frequent meals, individualize what works for you, and monitor it in some way. And Art's absolutely right. None of that involves specific foods or diet methods or whatever. It's all just a great overview of how to proceed no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
When you find something that works.
Exactly.
How to work with it. Yeah. It's very useful. Thank you, Dr. Liz. Once again, a fabulous lesson in how to be healthy.
For more on Celebrating Act 2, visit our webpage, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and tell your friends. Celebrating Act 2 is the user manual for the second half of your life.